On pages 21 and 22 of our Unit 2 notes, we are looking at our third form of a linear equation, which is called standard form. Standard form is an equation written as ax plus by equals c, where all of these coefficients, a, b, and c, are integers, meaning not fractions, and a has to be positive. Now, before standard form, so far we've looked at slope-intercept form, in which we are given the slope and the y-intercept, and we have looked at point-slope form, where we are given a point, x1, y1, and slope. We are not given either of those things, or any of those three things, slope, y-intercept, or a point from standard form. That means to graph from standard form, you have to do something different. You can transform standard form, here's an example of standard form, x minus 3y equals 6, into slope-intercept form. We're going to do that by subtracting the x term. It'll always be subtraction because the x term is always positive. So then I'll have negative 3y equals negative x plus 6. That's not quite in slope-intercept form yet. I need to divide the whole thing by negative 3. That gives me y equals negative 1 divided by 3. So y equals 1/3 x plus 6 divided by negative 3, which is negative 2. Now I can graph this equation. Y-intercept of negative 2, slope of up 1 over 3, up 1 over 3, down 1, backwards 3, down 1, left 3. So that's my equation. It looks weird, x minus 3y equals 6, but I transformed it into slope-intercept form, have a slope of 1/3, a y-intercept of negative 2. Now there's another way that is often really nice to graph from slope-intercept form, and that is to find the intercepts. The x-intercept is found where it crosses the x-axis by setting y equal to 0, because every point on the x-axis has a y-coordinate of 0. So you don't have to show this step. I'm just going to show it for clarity. We're setting y equal to 0, so I have x minus 3 times 0 equals 6. You can actually skip right to this step. X equals, so y is supposed to equal 0. X equals 6, because you can just allow this term, the y term, to disappear since y equals 0. That tells me that I'm going to cross the x-axis at the x-coordinate of 6, y 0. So that is exactly what I got before. My x-intercept is 6. My y-intercept, I set x equal to 0. So I have 0 minus 3y equals 6. You're allowed to just skip to this step, kind of deleting the x term. Negative 3y equals 6. Dividing both sides by negative 3, I have y equals negative 2. That tells me my y-intercept is x equal to 0, y equals negative 2, and that is exactly what I got before. So if I were just using the intercept approach, I would only have 2 points. I would have the x-intercept, 6, 0, and I would have the y-intercept, 0, negative 2. And then I would use my straight edge to connect those 2 points and add arrows.